2006 BMW X3. Okay, fuel pump issue. The issue that I was having precisely was a hesitation to start, even though it starts after some time. There was a hesitation for it to start, and also I had an issue after I filled up the fuel. It wouldn't start for some time. I got to keep on trying or drive it, and it would stall. This is the issue that I was having. So I decided to replace the fuel pump. So I just want to show you how I did it really quickly. I rented a tool from AutoZone. I needed this piece right here. Let me show you this. That piece right there. That piece goes into this. You can adjust the length of it using the nuts, and then put them under these grooves. And I had to use a longer prior bar to get some extension to initially turn it because it was too tight. I bought another one from Amazon, but it was not a fit. It was too long, even though they said it was a right fit. But anyway, you would to remove the fuel pump or check the fuel pump. First of all, I did not know that plastic. I thought that was the fuel pump itself. That's just a cover for the fuel tank, that plastic piece. So to remove the fuel pump, you disconnect the battery on the back side. The negative, you disconnect that, okay? And then there's two fuses inside the fuse box, okay? There's two fuses, which is the 34 and the 54, I believe. The fuse is in there. You just you move it down, and the fuse is this one, the 20, and the last one, the 5, the very last one. Those are the two ones. Those are the two fuses actually. So basically, what I did is to make sure there's no pressure, because you want to make sure you release the pressure on the lines before you try to unhook this line. This is the return line, I believe. Oh no, this is the sending line, the blue line, and this is the return line, fuel return line. So that's probably the most pressured. Before you release it by that blue tab at the bottom of it. You press that down and pull it up. That's how you release this. And here is the same thing. You distend this one, plastic one, by you press it down. And these two, there's one on the other side. You press it down and you pull it up. Sometimes you have to distend the end, because if it's old, then it's. And for this one, you move this latch backwards. You pull that back, and then you pull that cable up. But before you remove that, the sending line, you have to, basically what I've done is I kept the car started, and then I pulled those two fuses and let it come to an automatic stall. Okay, then I removed the lines, right? Then I turn it left counterclockwise. So the ring has to be turned counterclockwise. Slightly difficult, it could be very tight, so that's why I had to use the extension bar. It will eventually turn if you use the extension bar. You turn it left and you loosen it. Then you take out the hose and you take it out, right? That lid, that top plastic lid. Underneath the lid, there is a connection. There is a yellow, dark yellow, brown, I think it's a brown hose that clips into underneath there. And there's also another, I think it's an evap plastic hose on there too. So, and then the fuel pump is sitting onto the side over there. It's clipped into the tank itself, not screwed in. You can just kind of wiggle it out, or somehow you had to pry it open. It's clipped into this plastic port, right? Before that, you may have to empty out the fuel from the tank. When you're initially doing it, if the tank is filled with fuel, then it's better to empty it out. I used a pump that I had, which I connected to a 12-volt battery, and I used that to pump the fuel out and collect it inside a gas container. And it was easier to work once it was down. But I gotta tell you something. Once I have installed the fuel pump, and I went to start the car, and I noticed immediately the fuel gauge was not giving me the correct signal. So all of a sudden, after I installed it, now my fuel gauge is not responding. So I did not know exactly why it was happening there. So I ended up having to open up the other side. There's another side over here where the sending unit is. It's kind of like the same thing. It's over here. There's this drum kind of piece. It's 4 nuts. You remove that. Underneath it, there's yet another ring. It's just as tight there too. So you got to remove that ring from there. And when I opened it up, I noticed there was 2 brown wires. One of the wires somehow came loose. And that wire is supposed to go to a clip, So I had to put the wire back, to clip it together. And that's why the sending unit was not working. So after doing that, sending unit works, his car is working, but I still having problem. Like basically what it is, same thing. Even after replacing the fuel pump, it was stalling after I put in gasoline. So basically I opened it up again today, and I noticed that plastic hose that connect to this top lid right here, that came loose. That's easily come loose. And also I noticed, because this morning when I was trying to work on the car wasn't starting. So at this point, after everything is done, I'm thinking all I have to do is maybe that evap hose came loose. I just got to put it back in, right? So that's what I was going to work this morning. So I came out here trying to work on this. Immediately I started to start my car. It wouldn't start. I was like, what's now? What's the problem? I tried to crank it many times. It wouldn't start. And I knew it was a fuel issue because there was no pressure in there. But I realized that when I opened it, the connection, there's a line that goes from the pump into inside of this. There's another nipple that you plug it in. That wasn't all the way plugged in. That came out loose. That's why it wasn't starting this morning. So I put it back, made sure I pushed it in where it clipped in place. I put the black evap hose, make sure it was sitting correctly, and I sealed it back again, and now it's working fine. I started the car. Let me go and do it again. So the RPM is normal. Really no issues with the tank. So basically what I'm saying is, when you're replacing this fuel pump on this car, I didn't see too many videos on here. Those are the things you have to watch out for, because I just did it. There's a evap hose underneath the lid that comes loose sometimes. Make sure that it's back in place. All the connections, when you're putting it back, it clips in place, because sometimes you look like it's locked, but it's not, and then it comes out. And then on the other side, see, I didn't do anything on the other side, but it's still, the wire still got loose on the other side because I was playing around with the fuel pump on this side. That's about it. That's what I did. That's what I did to remove it and reinstall it.